Hey guys, welcome to episode 9 of 4Player Podcast, Top 5 Video Game Podcast. Okay, why not
Apparently
episode
8
9?
never existed.
I mean episode 8. Today we're going to be going over our top 5 video game locations. As far as we define, this could be anything involving worlds, locations, areas, just, you know, geography and video games, our favorite places. So with that said, let's do some honorable mentions. What do you have for us, Nicholas Henderson?
Pretty much all the Grand Theft Auto cities. I didn't really...
Grand Theft Auto cities.
San Andreas being the primary one because obviously it's huge. And I like the way the countryside kind of...
You really like the countryside. I heard a lot of complaints about it being kind of empty.
Yeah, it was a little empty, but it was a refreshing change from the freaking urban streets of all those different cities and stuff. So it was nice to have all that different stuff. It really felt like you were in a state. You were driving in between cities and stuff. So that was really, really cool. I like that a lot. And also, I'm going to mention all. I don't want to make a list full of Final Fantasy worlds, but they're definitely worth mentioning. Like 7, 8, and 9, I thought were all great worlds. They had their own atmosphere and feel to them that was unique.
Cool.
I like those. And just about any other really good RPG. I really like the world of Chrono Cross. Believe it or not, it was really, really vibrant and colorful. I liked it a lot. That's pretty much all the honorable mentions I had right now. So.
Okay,
Brad,
I just thought of something. I was like, I'm pretty sure I heard a song from when David was setting this thing up, and I think it's going to be one of mine. I'm wondering if maybe I should just make it an honorable mention. I'm a little frustrated.
Oh dear.
Go ahead.
Someone just beat. That would be him.
Oh, do you have any honorable mentions, David?
Yeah, definitely. Some of the stages from Street Fighter 2, like when you're out in like Japan,
yeah,
like freaking E Honda, freaking
Ken stages.
Yeah, Ken stage, freaking Giles, freaking Vegas, where he's like climbs on the freaking walls and stuff. So yeah, Street Fighter 2. Final Fantasy 3. There's a bunch of places like Zozo.
Freaking.
Final Fantasy. How can it?
Final Fantasy 6.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 6. That's what I mean.
What were you going to say, Nick?
Nothing.
He never played the game.
I'm going to be
so he doesn't know.
bastardized if I say that. So.
Anyways.
He's going to talk shit about 6?
No, I don't talk shit about it.
Oh.
Anyways, Final Fantasy 6, and then the towns and like the Veld and then the Lost Continent and then Dark World or the New Continent or whatever the new. But yeah, those are some of it.
Sweet. Was that it?
Yeah.
I have a couple. I like to give. I'm not a huge fan of the series, but I do appreciate what they do as far as like some of the worlds that they put in the game, and that's the Kingdom Hearts series.
Ooh, that's good.
I like. Special mention is in the first game. I really liked Halloween Town. It was just a really great reimagination of like the world from that movie, and it has a really kick-ass
Soundtrack.
Yeah, kick-ass music. And in the second game, I really liked the Steamboat Willie stage because they really brought that like old black and white cartoon aesthetic, and even Donald, Goofy, and Sora were redrawn in like that Steamboat
weird eyes.
Yeah, that Steamboat Willie style. It was really fucking cool looking.
I'm sure there's a bunch of other ones I'm forgetting. But.
Also, honorable mention. I'm not going to say that because I think it might steal some thunder. I don't want to do that. This is not really an area. It's an area. It's a location. It's from Diablo 2. It's the cow level. The cow, like, it's a secret area in Diablo 2, and you gotta... What the hell are y'all doing?
Brad, David?
What the fuck is...
Shut the...
Seriously, guys, what the hell?
Keep going.
Shut up, David.
Something.
Shut up, Nick. Yeah, the cow level from Diablo 2.
Cow? That's what I'm on about.
Have you seen it?
No!
Oh my god, I have to show it to y'all sometime.
Oh my god.
I bet people in chat know what I'm talking about. Basically, it's a secret portal you go through, and you teleport to the cow level. And basically what it is it's just a big expanse of plains with cows that walk on their hind legs, and they say like moo, 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 moo. And like it's like the hardest area in the game because literally there can be like 100 on one screen or whatever.
And you attack one, they all attack you.
Well, yeah, they fuck you up pretty crazy. But I fucking love that fucking area. It's one of the most memorable indie game I've ever seen. Seriously, I have to show y'all the cow level sometimes. I'm gonna have to broadcast.
Like that Sonic bonus level where you're like running through the rings and stuff like that.
That's not what the cow level.
Big World on Mario 64 or like the Super Mario Bros. 3 games.
That's a pretty good one. It's no cow level.
Okay.
Let's go with number 5.
Underwater level and Super Mario.
One more honorable mention. Go ahead.
I was gonna put it on my list, and I decided to. It's a really great world, but I decided to take it out. It was the world of Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was beautiful. The only thing I probably wouldn't put it in there is because there's not much to do other than just find.
You guys looking for more locations as like big areas, like
That's
world. I was looking for more like locations, like specific.
Not entirely. It's sort of mixed.
I mean, if you can.
It's funny.
Delve into
It's
it.
always funny how we because we always tackle these top fives.
In all the games on my list, they're all locations that don't really stand out as one location in the game being better than every other one. But I mean, so I just tend to pick.
I mean,
With
yeah.
that being said, I still have slow mo.
I know it's kind of shitty that I have music for my parts, but the thing is, the music like played a huge part in my picking my.
I can understand why I do that.
Yeah.
One more honorable mention. So I just said in the chat, it's a fucking great one, and I agree
You
with
better
it.
not screw me over.
I agree with it. No, you're
Don't
not gonna say it.
don't-
It is the various stages in Team Fortress 2 are some of the most inspired like art design, some of the most beautiful like stages I've ever seen. I love them. I
How
love
did
them.
you know that wasn't going to screw me over, by the way?
You never even played Team Fortress 2.
Okay.
I especially like Dust Bowl, and I'm a fan of Go ahead.
Go ahead. So who are we starting off with?
Nick, go ahead. Go ahead with
Call of
your.
Duty 4.
Go ahead with your number.
It's an honorable mention. Sorry.
The whole game.
No, just like primarily the multiplayer maps, and I really love the level, all gillied up. Great location. You play the single player campaign at all?
That's not a location. I'm just kidding. That's my favorite mission in the game.
That is a.
But that
Great.
we should say that for
Great
our top
atmosphere.
5 like levels or missions.
I agree, but
Go ahead, Nick. What's your number 5?
my number 5 is actually going to be Fable, the World of Fable.
The World of
Albion.
Fable?
Albion. I don't.
What's the name of the World of Fable?
Albion.
You just said Albion.
Albion.
Oh, I thought he was like, I'll be honest.
Oh.
I thought he was
No, it's Albion.
Oh.
Albion. I don't know how to say it. But I really kind of wish I had got music for that because the music did play a big part in why I like that world. But just the overall feel of it, I like the.
I can sing you some if you like.
No, it's quite alright. Quite alright. But Fable had some of the, I don't know what made it feel different. Something made it feel different than Eastern RPG.
That's Fable music.
Oh,
I thought you went in the background while you talked about it.
No, that's alright.
Fine.
Something about it made it feel different than most Japanese RPGs I've played. Made it feel distinctly Western. I don't know why, but it felt really. It had a great atmosphere. And some of the environments were actually pretty creepy and stuff. So I really liked it a lot.
Creepy?
Yeah. Just like the way the music played in the background, but some of it was really ominous, or I don't know how to describe the music, but
Ominous is
I know
pretty
what you're
decent.
saying.
it had a really good vibe to it, feel to it.
Cool. Albion.
Made it feel
Made you feel like you're in a dungeon, huh?
Made it feel
He
unique.
loves this dark shit.
No, it's
Not-
crazy.
not-
I actually enjoyed the open, like the
He's
city
gonna
environment.
love the second.
I really enjoyed
Prince of
it.
Persia, the Dark Prince. He's all like, he's kind of.
I do think I'm gonna like the second and third better.
Wait, isn't that Dark Two Thrones, not War of Rhythm?
Well, no.
Both.
In the second one, he's not evil. He's just all like, kind of. He's.
I've got like scruffy
He's much-
beard and
He's much
pink
more
lips,
violent looking, I guess
Yeah.
you might say.
perfect abs.
He looks like he probably listens to Tool.
Yeah, I can dig that. I can totally.
I
dig
can
that.
respect that.
I can respect that, yes. But I think Fable had a really unique feel to it, and kind of that's why I'm really getting excited about Fable 2. I think the world was something totally.
Albion, isn't that the planet they blew up in the beginning of Star Wars?
No, that was
Alderaan.
Alderaan, same thing. They both had ominous feels. David, what's your top 5?
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. I had a hard time picking this one because there's a bunch of
Oh,
jeez.
there's a bunch of good islands in this game, but I went for
Go ahead.
I went for Windfall Island from the Wind Waker game. I love the opening music, and I love Dragon Roost, and I love Outset Island, but Windfall, it's a great place to be, and there's all sorts of stuff going
a
on.
great place.
You could pick up pigs.
Yeah.
Look at this guy. He's
Those
totally outshining us here.
Yeah, no, you're making us look like crap, David.
That's okay. I'll skip this so you can run it. Actually, my music might run long enough, actually. Oh, wait, no, actually, I should talk some more because the rest are not going to run long. Or you should talk more. Go ahead. What's your number 5?
No, because you want to cut it off because your next one might start before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm monitoring the...
I don't want your stinky music when talking about.
Just cut it. Cut it, David. You're making it look bad.
No, that's okay. I'll just turn it down a little bit.
I swear to God, I think I heard you play the music. I'm gonna steal your fucking thunder. You might as well play the track now. In Metroid Prime, the Phendrana Drifts was my favorite area in that game, and one of my favorite areas of all time.
Is that it?
Because you played through Metroid Prime. Go ahead, cue the music. Cue the music.
Can't.
Do you really have it?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Fucking jackass.
But this was on my list for since my whole
actually, perfect. It's the next one.
It's oh god. Yeah, it's the snowy area. It's the first Metroid Prime. There's a lot of backtracking, and you kind of.
Oh shit! I might have recorded the wrong one. I have to do the right track.
I mean, there's two of them. But I love this area because you play through like a whole ton of Metroid Prime, and it's all kind of like it feels very samey. Not samey, but it's kind of like overbearing, and it feels kind of underground. It just feels kind of like oppressive a little bit, you know. But when you get to the Phendrana Drifts and the music kicks in, which is not this version of the song that you first hear,
it's really the.
Actually, you know what?
You have it on your computer?
Fucking plug me in. And I love the way the shit looks. I love the way that visually it's stunning it is, and I love like the music in this.
It's great.
I love the music in this area, and it just looks beautiful.
Yeah, this one's sorry, man. I'm glad you have it on your thing because I screwed up and recorded the wrong one on the CD.
So, yeah, sorry to steal your thunder.
No,
I heard it, I was like, is that Phendrana Drifts? God damn it. I love that area. Go ahead, what's your number 4, Nick?
My number 4 is actually Silent Hill. 4.
If we would have done it as 5, we still would have beat you.
Still would have beat me?
You're just trying to
get
it out before you could get it out.
It was all 3 of us were going to say Silent Hill before you got to it. That would have been fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah, it would have been great. It would have been great. I'm so glad y'all didn't do that.
It would have been funny. Okay, go ahead.
You're going to skip my...
No, you're saying go ahead.
No, I said go ahead.
Oh, they're saying David, go ahead. Okay. I don't know.
It's very misty.
It's very, very misty. The fog is awesome. No, it's just the very depressing atmosphere. Yet it's kind of beautiful in its own way. I don't know how to describe it, but I mean like all the different environments seem like in the second one you go to the city in general is just very.
It's a town, actually, I believe.
The town, jackass. The town has this very like small town feel, and it feels like there really could have been people living there.
Yeah. And
it's very, very, very atmospheric. And even the first game did a really, really good job of capturing that oppressive atmosphere. I kind of wish I had. You know, I do have Silent Hill music to play. Shit.
You've heard the music of Silent Hill. It's more like silence, and then you hear the sloshing of a penis dinosaur. No, I think that's one of the cool things from what I've seen in Silent Hill is that most survival horror games, I don't know if it's a really good thing or kind of a bad thing, but a lot of survival horror games I see, you're just kind of like relegated to this one little tiny like area, like a mansion or police station or whatever.
Yeah.
But in Silent Hill, you really feel like almost like, even though most of it's just kind of empty and there's not much to do in it, it feels sort of like a sandbox survival horror. I just like how you can go throughout the whole town.
I definitely agree with that.
The first
one
one
I don't have the soundtrack on here. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't have the soundtrack on my laptop.
No, you were trying.
Anything else you want to say about Silent Hill? Have you seen any video of Silent Hill in the Silent Hill 5?
Yeah.
Like the actual town, walking around the town, they have it?
There's a cutscene. There's actually a cutscene from the movie, or from the game, that shows a little bit of it, not a whole bunch. Most of the screenshots and videos they've shown so far have been all indoor environments.
Yeah.
But actually, there's been a few where it shows them like running around in front of the house, in front of like the neighborhood, like the residential area. It looks really cool. They've always been really big on putting that like staticky kind of look. Is there a term for that?
I think they call it bog.
No.
Oh.
Like an asshole. No, it's I don't know what it's called. Anyone know what I'm talking about? It's like a staticky look to the grainy.
Grainy,
yeah. It has like
grain filter, yeah.
The grain filter is really cool. It adds to that whole like horror movie feel, and
a lot of fatal frames.
A lot of the scary part, a lot of the scariness of the game is actually reliant on the environment that you're actually walking around in, not just like the monsters you face and stuff like that, which is really cool. So. I've always had a blast exploring different parts of Silent Hill, so that had to make my list. So, who's next?
My turn was my number 4, but Brad already said it.
Oh. We were close.
Yeah, I just had the music wrong. Thanks a lot for having that queued up, by the way. Yeah, I mean, absolutely beautiful place to be in. I just hung out there, just played, just to hear the
It was nice. It was a nice, refreshing area when you get there.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
So, yeah.
So, my number 4 is...
Your number 3, Lee.
No, my number 4.
Plug me in.
I promise it's my number 4.
Right.
My number 4 is actually... It is very similar to what you played earlier in the show, and it is a Wind Waker area, but it is not any of the islands. It is the sea itself, which was my favorite part of that game, was getting into your boat and heading out into the big blue.
And sharks.
And I love the music. I kind of wish I had some music for that too when you're sailing around the ocean. I like how much of it was a huge change from like previous Zeldas where you weren't exploring this big like continent or whatever, this big area, this world, but you actually just kind of, I don't know, you kind of get that feeling of like adventure when you're out on the open sea. You know, it's just you and maybe a couple of pirate ships, or that's an uncharted island, you know, and it's just, it's great. I love it out there.
Island, and you go up there, and then all of a sudden you find some treasure chest on it.
Yeah, it's
freaking great. The craziest time is I set my boat to just float out into the sea, and then all of a sudden it got rainy, and I'm sitting here like eating something, and all of a sudden it gets rainy, all of a sudden big whirlpool, and then freaking big old squid jumps. I was like, holy crap! I freaking reached my controller but couldn't beat him and got me beat. It was crazy.
That world, it made it feel like all the other Zeldas, you could see all the different towns and environments and go and stuff, but when you get out in the middle of the ocean in Wind Waker, you're like, you could look from, like, it's almost, you could look for miles and not see anything. You're kind of like, holy crap.
Adventure, man.
It's big. It gave you that feeling of you got some exploring to do, which is really cool.
It made me want to rewatch.
You got some splendid.
It made me want to watch Master and Commander again.
Oh my gosh. My mom hated that movie, by the way.
But like, just the adventure in the open sea.
Russell Crowe.
Go ahead, Nick. What's your number 3?
This is like freaking
Silent Hill music?
Yeah,
it's not Silent Hill. It's like Parasite Eve or something.
No.
I was thinking about putting Parasite Eve on there.
Really?
I love some of the areas like that. Are we guessing?
You jackass. He's sitting here trying to look at my...
The Boom Blocks menu screen? I don't know.
It's Final Fantasy X.
Oh.
The world in general.
You didn't put the save point from any of the Resident Evil, did you? Oh, you messed up.
Oh man, that should
You
be
messed up big
mention.
time, Nicholas.
Well, you can't put a save point for best environment.
Oh, it's not environment, it's locales and locations.
So like the save room, little closets with the music playing. Is that some of the best environments? Actually, there was some pretty cool
The
stuff.
world of, what is the world of Final Fantasy X called?
Spira.
Okay. I'm glad if you're doing such broad locations that you know the names of them or whatever.
Oh yes.
Okay.
This world was like, there were so many good locations. And
Should have put like Final Fantasy 11 on there.
Hey, you're a jackass. There are a lot of really, really great locations in 10. There's Meehan Highway, which has, let's see, some great music.
Oh, that's crazy.
Great memories. And Luca. That's some beautiful music throughout the entire game. There was,
Just let it play, dude.
Let it play.
It's one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard, and the soundtrack really complemented the environments. And even though it was the first Final Fantasy that wasn't like huge open world where you can like get on an airship and actually fly over the stuff, you just kind of had like point, it takes you there. It still had, like, it made up for that by putting so much detail and so much just personality into every one of the environments.
Well, it was kind of like you were exploring the whole world. It was just... It wasn't like in a big isometric, like little shitty map looking thing. It was like you had to walk everywhere, or you could take one of those riders, or you could eventually get your airship. And you just go from point to
Even
point.
the airship was great.
Fly
You remember the airship that you could walk around inside of? It was cool, man. I liked it a lot. It's actually probably the first airship since.
Every Final Fantasy game has an airship.
No, I'm like first one that I actually enjoyed like walking around.
Oh.
Like I didn't really like
Final Fantasy 6 airship was badass.
I didn't like the Highwind 7, but I really liked Ragnarok and Final Fantasy 8 and 9. It was like, okay. I don't even think you can really walk around in the airship in 9. There were
How
just
did we get into the
there
airship
was some,
talk?
I don't know, that was an environment in the game. You could move around inside it and explore it and do things on it and talk to people. It was an environment just like a city or anything else in the game. And some of my best gaming memories are actually playing Final Fantasy X. I remember I got that. Actually, it's weird. I got like a month before Christmas. It came out in like November or something like that. It was weird. And I remember playing it and I beat it like on Christmas Day. I had some 10. I had some really great memories. Man. The soundtrack just made it stick in my head.
It's funny too because I told David to download the Final Fantasy X soundtrack to play on the show tonight.
And this is like
wasted Lost Odyssey and Eternal Sonata.
And this is one of those
Apparently
games.
didn't check the news.
This is one of those games where I can hear a song and I instantly think of whatever environment that was in. Like,
Two Xanarkand was, I think, one of the best.
God, I love that
Xanarkand
Play
is
it.
great.
Two Xanarkand.
See, here's the bad thing. The soundtrack I have, all in Japanese. So I can't read any of these. So, yeah. But great.
For Za.
No, it's like in Japanese characters. Not even
So, what's your number 3, David?
yeah, David, what's your
What the hell are y'all doing?
He's trying to read the Japanese on my screen. Apparently.
Oh, well, how do I go up?
Oh, jeez.
Okay, David, not now. Now,
I
David.
I just saw it, dude. I swear, I just saw it. This one right here. This one says Zana Flamingo.
That's it.
Holy crap. Oh my god, David knows Japanese!
It's a cognate, dude. Come on. It said fucking Xanarkand in the word. Nick.
I hate you guys. Alright. Great world. Great soundtrack.
I need my cable back here.
Alright.
So what's your number 3, Dave?
My number 3 is from a Super Nintendo game that I like very much. The whole world was great, especially the winter. They had 4 seasons in one area, and the 4th season, 4th part or whatever. So I don't know if anybody will remember the song, but
It's probably before my time.
it's way before time. It's from Secret of Mana.
Oh.
And so this is the song is What the Forest Taught Me, I think is what it's called. So this is one of my favorite areas. Playing the Secret of Mana.
Well, describe the area a little bit.
I'm not even sure if I can remember. I just remember you're in the forest area and running around with co-op games. It's really co-op game.
That's a co-op game? Really?
It's 3 players. It's an action game. One person be the guy, one person be the girl, and one person be the sprite. And
Yeah.
it was awesome.
I should have put
Play with
the
multi-tab.
I should have put the dinosaur forest from Final Fantasy 6.
I was
That shit
thinking
wicked.
about that too. Yeah, where you're all the T-Rex, where you find the T-Rex and
Yeah.
that.
It's not going to meet the vibe of my number 3. My number 3 is, I don't know, I could see Nick putting it on his list maybe. That would be Midgar from Final Fantasy 7.
Not on my list. I mentioned that a little bit in honorable mentions about 7, 8, and 9.
Here's what's great about Midgar. Is that, unlike a lot of other Final Fantasies where you kind of start off in a little town or whatever and you just kind of traverse into like this other, the rest of the world, go to other towns, yada yada yada. Final Fantasy 7, like everything you saw about the game leading up to the release, everything and like the first, whatever, like 10 hours of the game, maybe not 10 hours, but the first
Actually, that's probably not really...
Maybe.
That's not an understatement. That takes a long time to get out.
all took place in this very like detailed like city, the city of Midgar, and there's all these different areas in it, and you get this whole like kind of dark, oppressive vibe. You have the slums, you have the real corporate like Shinra building. It's all kind of oppressing, and it's nice how they captured that Final Fantasy vibe that was very much different than like what you've seen in other Final Fantasies. And what's so great about this city is not only like all the little parts of it, but when you finally like get released from Midgar and like let out into the world, and it's like Midgar is like a whole separate game in and of itself. But when you finally get let out into the world and you see the world map for the first time, it's like, okay, wow, now this game is finally beginning. Which is just this really cool thing that I don't think I've ever seen them do again in like a Final Fantasy game where like it almost feels like how Metal Gear Solid 2 did at the beginning of Metal Gear Solid 2. How everything was on that ship. Everything you saw about Metal Gear Solid 2 in the demo and everything was on that ship in a Solid Snake, and you didn't even realize that there's this whole other part of this game. Mm-hmm. Midgar felt a lot like that too, where you didn't expect see this whole other world of Final Fantasy VII. And maybe I'm over exaggerating a little bit because if you think about it, like RPGs are bigger than that, but it did feel like its own like world in that game, which I thought was kind of cool. Anyways, what's your number 2?
I just thought of an honorable mention. Crap, I don't really want to move something off my.
It's too late. What's your honorable mention? You didn't think of it beforehand, so it doesn't count.
This is one that I really kind of probably should have put on my list, but. Oh crap! You gotta hook me up, David. Hook me up.
He's looking at his music. This is bullshit.
No.
See what you caused, David?
Yeah.
Now he's like pulling shit out of his ass.
Be prepared, dude.
I thought we agreed not to do the music because we didn't have enough preparation.
No, my top 5 hasn't changed since we started the show. You guys both changed your top 5.
I changed my top 5.
My top 5.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
That's right.
I moved something from my honorable mentions on my list and then moved something off on my list on my honorable mentions.
Sure.
For fuck's sake, what's your number 3?
This is my
2.
honorable mention.
Number 2.
Just because of the music.
More Final Fantasy?
Yes.
Just because of the music.
Not just the world, this particular environment was amazing. And it was from one of the less popular Final Fantasy, but I loved it all the same. Blam Garden from Final Fantasy VIII. Did you at least play the beginning of Final Fantasy VIII, or did you play through Final Fantasy VIII?
Come on, dude, I'm like the biggest Final Fantasy guy in the world. Of course I played 2.
Come on.
I love Blam Garden, so that's my honorable mention there. But I'll leave it at that.
Positives were.
Okay, my number 2 is actually Rapture from BioShock.
Oh, that's a good choice.
That's I was almost able to.
I would have isolated a little bit there. God.
Wait, isolated.
Oh, fuck.
There's different parts of Rapture that definitely stood out.
I couldn't pick one. Like that whole game was like every single area you went to was more exciting than the next.
The one that stands out for me, and I guess this would kind of be my honorable mention, is the one that's all like controlled by that fucked up like artist or whatever that.
Oh yeah, that was really cool.
That area. And you see the fucking plaster statue people,
which weren't they real people?
Yeah, they were actual people, and then it got turned into plaster statues.
That whole game had this like, they created. I've never seen a game do atmosphere better than that game, and that if that game had taken place in a different location, the game probably wouldn't have been nearly as good. Like that. That was so creative.
It was System Shock 2. It took place in space, and that worked very well.
Yeah, but I had to see what System
Definitely,
Shock.
the locale dramatically added to that game. I absolutely agree.
It's not much else.
It is an underwater dystopian city, by the way. In
For
case
those who haven't played it,
since if we're not describing these very well, I kind of realize.
It's kind of hard to.
describe.
You have the music.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's an underwater like city that like was everything went horribly wrong and it was very creepy and atmospheric. What's your number 2, David?
My number 2, I will just let the
The couch.
And somebody said you couldn't have a save point. Look out, the whole entire game.
This seems more inspired by music. I had Eco Castle on my honorable mentions list, but I didn't mention it because I knew you'd bring it up. I didn't think you'd isolate it to the couch. The couch.
The entire game you're running around, there's no music, just running around. And
the
then
couch?
You sit down, the only time the music plays, both of you guys just sit there and the wind blows. Great location.
It's a couch!
It's a save point.
But it's also a couch. Oh, I totally agree with the whole...
I like the castle from Eco.
Eco was amazing. The couch was a good addition to the castle. I'll say that.
I was gonna be a real jerk and say my favorite location was Colossus 13 because it was kind of like a location. It was a big
giant flying location.
So is there anything more you want to say about your stone couch, which is probably not very comfortable to sit on?
Hold on. Just listen.
If we ever do top
Okay,
five,
we are done.
if we ever do top 5 soundtracks, you're pretty much screwed.
My number 2 is, I fucking have music of this shit. Talk more about Eco. Talk more about your couch.
Yeah, see?
What kind of
David has done to us?
What kind of stitching did your couch have?
It was rock.
Was it good stitching?
It was made of rock. Oh yeah, I see what you're stalling. I get it.
You know what? I don't even know if this is actually it. This is the one from that area. My number 2, I don't think it's on yours.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Hey, actually, it's not, because I'm about to do my number 1, and now your number 1 is on my number 1 is on your list.
My number 2 is Ravenholm from the Half-Life 2 universe. It's, yeah.
That place was creepy as hell.
Creepy as hell.
Creepy as hell.
But it's a great area in the game. I mean, it's when the game Half-Life goes from like kind of really cool, you're fighting a lot of traditional combat, to like all of a sudden, holy shit, this game is creepy, and it effectively like can stay creepy.
I didn't think it could be creepy considering all the zombies kind of look the same, but like just the way they interact in that little.
It's not just that. That's the first time you run into one of those black headcrab zombies that are just like. I mean, that's pretty much the sound, right? and like
that was pretty much
phase 2.
That was pretty much the best impression I've ever seen.
And what's so creepy is that they have. It's not just one head crab. They've been they're covered in these black head crabs, and they throw them at you. And those are the head crabs that when they bite you, you go down to 1 hit point until you take cover and your suit re-administers like the poison antidote, and it gradually builds back up. But it's so fucking creepy. And another reason that area is so great, because that's when they say, you know what? Now that you have the gravity gun, because that's the first place you go to have your gravity gun, we're going to introduce cool things like saw blades. So you can go through that whole area just using a saw blade, cutting like zombies in half and stuff. Great fucking area.
That was the first location that the crazy like running monsters were.
That
thing was.
Yeah,
you see it running along the roof.
You hear him scream like "Rah!" or whatever. Yeah, it was kind of.
That wasn't the greatest impression. That was just Brad screaming.
Something like that. Yeah, you hear him scream, and it's good. You'll be on like the rooftops in Ravenholm, and you'll hear him like scream off in the distance, and you'll look around, and you'll see like a shadowy figure like running across the rooftops, and it's fucking creepy, dude, because they move so fast that like, they'd be on top of you in seconds, and it was a great fucking area, and it's one of the most memorable areas in that entire series, the entire Half-Life series. So that's my number 2. What is your number 1, Resident Evil, Nick?
Resident Evil, Nick?
I'm trying to guess.
No, it's not. It's actually it's another Final Fantasy.
Really?
The world of Van Diel in Final Fantasy 11.
That's like the largest world. That's like the largest world ever.
You want to say Bastok?
Sure. Tell me about Bastok. I want to know about Bastok. Tell me about Bastok.
Considering that's like the main like area that I ever really explored in that game. Well, that and the outlying areas, but like.
Tell me about Bastok.
Just the Bastok was like the mining town in the city, and it had.
Final Fantasy 11 he's talking about, by the way.
So you have like, the main city, which is.
Or 12.
Huh?
Never mind.
You had the mine areas you could explore, and then right outside would have a whole bunch of like, just the way I'm mainly going with the visual look of the game. I really like when you go out into the huge, open, expansive environments. Look beautiful, in my opinion, and like just the way the sun would set and everything was beautiful, and the way they have wildlife out there, both that you would combat and you wouldn't combat.
Mm-hmm.
All
Beautiful.
It was a beautiful world. I don't really know how to. I don't know. This is
lush.
This would have been a much better top 5 actually, so we could post pictures of it. But
yeah, or music.
It's visually, Final Fantasy 11 was beautiful. I don't know how else to fucking put it. It was great.
Beautiful. It probably had like
I'll post
the most dated graphics for their time when it came out, because it was an MMO actually.
Yes, it was an MMO, which is surprising because I didn't even play all of it. So there's probably so much that I didn't see. But like the beach area I went to was great.
Top 5 video game locations. The beach.
The beach. Valkyrie Dunes, something like that. I can't remember what it's called. There's so many different environments, and I didn't even see. I only saw maybe a tenth of them. I don't know. 10%. I don't know. I didn't see very much.
10% and 10% of the same.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because I didn't see very much of that game. Maybe even 2% of the game I saw.
Roland Berry.
Another one. I remember that.
How much of that game did you play?
Roland Berry Fields was.
Roland Berry.
Stop.
I'm surprised you didn't say like Hyrule Field or
I
something.
love Roland Berry, but I died like every time I was
Everything
there.
else.
Stupid freaking everything killing me.
What is your number 1, David?
I didn't play this. I know I didn't play this.
I just came up with a good one. Like the courtroom in Phoenix Wright. Go ahead. I don't know what this
I don't know if you guys remember how to get.
No, it sounds extremely familiar. I can't put my finger on it.
How you get to this place? It's at first you walk by this tube
Ah.
and you can't get into it. And later on you find the power bomb and you go and you power bomb the tube and it explodes.
I was thinking about
And all of a sudden you're in like water and it's like the darkest, creepiest water.
Atmospheric.
Fly stuff swimming around. I mean, this was on a Super Nintendo game,
Oh.
and it created atmosphere.
That's what I'm trying to realize why I couldn't think of it. And I was like,
it's got atmosphere like crazy.
Probably a game no one
It's
played.
Meridia, the underwater level from Super Metroid.
oh.
Underwater World.
Underwater World.
See, you didn't call them levels in Super Metroid because they were so epic, so atmospheric, so large.
Yeah.
Did you want to talk about it at all? How
If
creepy
you
it was?
haven't played it,
I had to get
go play it.
your little underwater suits so you could progress in it.
And that's the end of my music.
Okay, well, can I have the thing? Oh, so Super Metroid was a great atmospheric game.
Yeah.
Well, my game comes from something that's also old, so I don't know if Nick's played.
Damn it.
You definitely haven't played it.
Sorry, I can't. I don't know.
Wait, that's not it.
I'm not gonna say it.
What?
I want to say it. I'm not gonna say it.
Screw you guys.
This is my favorite location in a video game. My favorite. In this location is my castle. My castle in the Suikoden series is my favorite video game location. In every Suikoden game, you collect 100. You recruit 108 characters. Most of them, I mean, they're all part of your army that you're trying to construct, and you kind of get them in cool ways. But the greatest part about getting a new character in the Suikoden game is that they have like when they join your team, they also join your castle, and like as you recruit new characters, you'll gradually see your castle fill up, and they'll all be kind of walking around doing their own thing. Sometimes you'll also recruit stuff like people with certain jobs and stuff, like a shop guy or a repair guy, and they'll set up shop in your castle. So instead of going to towns to do it, you can just go to your castle and get all your repairing done there. You're upgrading your weapons and you know, buying new stuff and all kinds of stuff. Like you'll recruit painters and stuff, and like and they'll go to your castle, they'll set up shop, and they'll go to you, and there'll be like one other like a quest or whatever, like thing you could collect, like one of them did a mural painting, and you collected all the pieces. And if you go through her throughout the game, you would see like how she would be updating the mural, you know, as you unlocked all the pieces of it. And it was just so great, like as you progress through that game, to see your castle kind of fill up with life of all the characters you recruited from the 108 Stars of Destiny. So fucking love that place, man. And I know some people out there played that game who are feeling my.
I never actually touched the Suikoden series.
You don't have to touch it. You just touch the controller. I'm sorry, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Taking a little too literally there.
But anyways, that's my number one. I actually forget what I named the castle on the first game, because they let you name it, and it's cool because when you're naming the castle, you have all these characters say, "Oh, name it this. Oh, name it this. Name it this." And I usually just pick the name of the one that's recommended by the hottest chick, which is usually, I don't know, it depends on which game.
Wow.
Fucking loved it.
You know, this is a top 5. I think I really want to get on the blog and post some pictures on it.
Yeah, me too.
I think about maybe even extending it to a top 10. There's so many things that I in retrospect, I kind of wish I would put up on the list. So many. I might just post my top 10 with pictures. So look forward to that on the blog.
Kick ass, guys.
And look for mine with my top 5 with videos next week.
Oh.
Yeah, one up.
He's gonna best us again.
No, just messing around.
Anyways, guys, thanks for joining us on our episode 8 of 4Player Podcast Top 5 Video Game Podcast. Next week we will be doing, I don't know, we haven't decided yet.
Top 5 sequels.
We'll decide. So, yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Anyways, thanks for listening, guys.
Check out the blog, www.4playerpodcast.com, and I will be back in 3 weeks.
See you guys later.